WCB Podcast, your source for all things Chicago Blackhawks and everything hockey. With your host, let's do it, Jarom, Tanner, and Nolly.
It's another edition of the WCB Podcast, a part of the Hockey Podcast Network presented by DraftKings. It's Jarom. It's Tanner. What's up, bud?
Feeling great. One
Hockey's
weekend. Hockey's back.
Hockey's back.
Fun hockey's back.
And yeah, it's fun hockey. There's no the best part about this, no expectations. So no matter what happens, it's like, all right.
Well, the expectations are the Hawks are going to lose. So if that happens, it's like, all right, well, that's expected. And if it doesn't happen, guess what? That's fucking great.
It is amazing. The Hawks played they did play the most games that first week, didn't they?
Yeah, they're the only team that has played 4 games.
So
what a schedule too, right? Like
dude.
you start out with Bedard versus Crosby, and then you get 3 original 6 teams in a row. Like
and they,
on the road. This is just the Bedard tour to start the season in some of the biggest markets. Like Jesus Christ.
And then against the Colorado Avalanche to wrap it up, who is essentially one of the favorites in the division. So it's like, it is not an easy schedule to start, even though the Hawks
and your home openers against the defending Stanley Cup champions. Like, what the fuck?
I'm so upset I'm missing that game. So upset. Anyway, we'll get into it though. Like we said, the Hawks played 4 games. They kicked out their season last week. We did the watch along. If anybody tuning into that is tuning in here, appreciate it. We had a lot of fun doing that. We're gonna definitely do that again here soon. But yeah, first game, Pittsburgh versus the Hawks, and I don't know, going into it, I think I was just fully expecting the Penguins to just run over the Hawks. Like, you got this new look Penguins, they're going all in. EK65. You got Malkin and Letang and Crosby starting their 18th consecutive season together. Dubas era has started. It looks like it was going to happen that too. I mean, the Hawks go down 2-0 with that one, and then
on some like really good goals too, like that Brian Rust deflection. It's just kind of like Mrazek had no chance there, and then the whole Gensel and Crosby just kind of they just went across ice like twice and like spun everyone around, and Crosby just had a wide open net.
It was just that's just the good puck movement and just bad luck. Mrazek got caught up. The whole NHL 24, goalie fatigue mode happened right there.
The pressure system.
Yeah.
It's real.
Story of Mrazek's like season last year too. It was like he played really well. He just got the 2 goals that got put up against him. Like, I don't think you can fault him. I don't think you can really put the blame on him. But the nice way to see was how the Hawks responded to that, and it was a great start from the young core. Bedard giving the puck to Vlasic getting the puck on net, and then new guy in town, Donato, puts it away. Fucking great patient. If I remember correct, wasn't he like, he picked it up, he held it, he pulled it in, and then put it away?
Yeah, he pulled it across to the wide open side of the net and like avoided a stick just barely, but like didn't try and pound the rebound in, like pulled it in and put it away. It was really nice. It was a good play all around. I mean, just the Hawks were looking good too. Tristan Jarry is going to have a good season, I think. The Pens are set up really well. As long as he stays healthy, they'll probably do pretty good. But man, yeah, just the Hawks were just very impressive through that first game.
Yeah, first point for Bedard.
First
6
point
shots
for Bedard on there. First goal of the season for Ryan Donato as first point as a Blackhawk too, which is pretty cool.
Gutman gets on the board, coming back, ties it up. Like, it was great to see him getting in. And then like the big story with this one too, was that fourth line, the Perry, Dickinson, and Foligno line. I think they combined for 2 goals and 4 assists or something like that. Like
Yeah,
between the three of them.
everybody got a point on each of those goals on the third and the fourth goal.
And the Dickinson goal, holy shit.
Yeah,
The falling down, just absolutely sniping it to take the lead on that one. Like,
yeah. I don't think Perry was trying to make the pass to him. I think it was a deflected pass or deflected shot that just ended up on his stick, and he just let it rip. Just missed Jari's glove. It was pretty great. I loved it. It was fantastic. I lost it.
it was great. It was just so fun watching hockey and like meaning hockey, not regular like preseason hockey, like a regular season hockey game. And
Yeah.
This is gonna be a stretch, but it felt like Hawks of the past where any line was able to go out there and produce. And a lot of the Hawks offense came from the third and the fourth line. I mean, yeah,
they were dangerous out there. Yeah. And I think one of the craziest things was like during the broadcast, they had a stat up that was like the Hawks last season were tied for like second in the league in multi-goal comeback wins.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, what? I was like, we didn't even have that many wins. You're telling me that like the ones that we did have, that some of I don't know, a good portion of those were we were trailing by more than 2 goals or 2 or more goals, and we came back and won. I was like, that's some championship team stuff. Like that's kind of weird.
Yeah. What's interesting in this one too, I'm looking at like the Hawks stats too, is Bedard led the offense with time on the ice, 21 minutes, 29 seconds. He was actually second on the team in ice time that game too, behind Seth Jones. Like,
yeah, I think he's been averaging second on the team.
I saw a stat. Right now, if he continues to average where he's at, he'll have the most average ice time for a rookie forward since 97, 98 when they started keeping track of that stat. Like,
yeah,
it's insane at how much he's playing and how much he's doing out there. I mean, we'll talk a little bit more about him like after we recap the games a little bit, but I mean, he's putting the puck on that. He had 5 shots in this one.
Yeah, he's ripping. He's
taking it. Mrazek played well this one. We mentioned 39-41, 951 save percentage. It was great to see him get a victory.
He came up huge in a lot of different situations, and I was just like, oh, he looks good.
There's a couple times where I was like, oh shit, the Penguins, the experience and the team play is going to catch up to them, to catch up to the Hawks. And Mrazek bailed them out each and every time.
I mean, especially down the stretch when they pull their goalie, it's just kind of like, man, could you imagine a worse scenario when you got like Erik Karlsson, Chris Letang, Sidney Crosby, Brian Russ, Evgeny Malkin, like maybe even like Jake Gensel. Like the numerous amounts of guys that are out there on like an offensive play style like that is just like, oh shit, like buckle up.
I can think of another nightmare situation that I think might be worse than that one, but we will get to that here in a moment. After that, the Hawks, no rest for the Bedard circus, right to fucking Boston next night. Speaking of that first game, sorry, the highest watched opening night game in ESPN history, or cable history, I guess, for the hockey non-Winter Classic.
Yeah,
was like 1.43 million viewers for it. So the marketing strategy for Bedard has been working. NHL PR is finally doing something right, because the people wanted to watch, and it carried over to Wednesday night's game, because that game against the Hawks in Boston broke the TNT record for most viewed game in a regular season game. So people want to see Bedard, people want to see the Hawks. Let's fucking go.
Yeah. When the Hawks are good, the NHL is good.
Let's fucking go. The Hawks lose this one 3-1. The biggest takeaway from it is Bedard gets his first goal of his career. So
hard work.
2 games. Yeah, takes the shot, follows the rebound around, picks up for the wraparound. Nice and easy. It's not the sexiest goal. It's not the like Bedard wrist shot or dirty dangle that you see from his WHL days. But you know what? he got the monkey off the back. He got the first one. He's not chasing that first goal. He's struggling a little bit right now to put the puck in the net, but it was nice. It was good to see him like actually smile. The bench was like all fucking happy. I love the picture of Bedard going up the line, doing the fist pumps, and Foligno looks like a proud dad, just smiling at that one.
It's pretty good. I love it. It's unfortunate that they ended up losing the game, but I mean, even if the Bruins are going to be not the same team as last year, like for the most part, like they're still going to be a solid team. They have good goaltending, good defense, solid offense. Like, I mean, you saw it. Like Pasternak's still there, and he just put up 60+ goals last year, so he's gonna continue that no matter who's on that line.
He picked up two in this one. Olmark played fucking fantastic again. 9.52 save percentage. The other big story with this one was Taylor Hall left the game early after receiving a blindsided hit by Carlo. Took him out. At first, we weren't sure if it was his head, if it was his shoulder, because he's had history with both of them. Ended up being the shoulder. They initially reported week to week. Luckily, that wasn't the case. He was on the ice, I think, the next time the team skated on Friday before the game against Montreal. But yeah, it was scary and not what you wanted to see given his history. And it's like this early on, it's like you can't afford to lose a guy like that just because you're trying to build that chemistry with Hall and or I'm sorry, with Bedard, and just trying to like really get something going. So
especially since Hall also assisted on his first goal.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you had seen that, but the amount of first overall picks that Taylor Hall has been the first assist or the primary assist of on their first goal, or like assist on their first goal, is like, it's crazy. I don't know if Yakupov was one, but it's like Nugent Hopkins is one. Jack Hughes and Nico Hischier is another, and then Bedard. And it's just like he's contributing on everybody's first goal for first overall picks, and that's kind of a wild stat.
I feel so bad for that guy, man. He like his career like is nowhere near where he probably wanted it to be, but
yeah. Hey, this is another game though too where the Blackhawks goaltending looked really good. Arvid Soderblom puts up a good game here with only allowing 9.38 save percentage. It's like, oh man. It's like, are the Hawks goalies going to be good this year?
But that's the thing. It's like they weren't bad last year.
No.
Like, that's
yeah.
People forget that. Like they see what the Hawks did, like record wise and all that kind of stuff. And then
you look at
just
the
automatically,
score sheet.
You automatically assume
they lost, like even this game, like they lost 3-1, which all right, it's 2-1 with an empty netter,
Right.
And that's what happened a lot last year. And like you're like, okay, well, their stats don't look that great, but it's if you actually like watch the game and see the saves that these goalies are like having to make, and they're making just incredible saves, and the goals that are going in are like they're impossible most of the time, right?
They're
like,
tips, they're just ridiculous shots. They're like the puck sitting at the net.
I kept saying like over and over again, and like Mrazek, like he rarely lets a shot just get by him. Unless it's got to be like tipped, deflected. It has to be like a crazy rebound that goes off of somebody else's skate or something like that. Like, man, he's been solid for the past year and a half, and it doesn't show up on the score sheet.
The problem with him, I feel, is just his injuries. Like he can't stay healthy, and anytime he gets a role where you're like, oh, this is Mrazek, like this is who everybody knew who he was and how he was like brought up to be like this next like top tier goalie, and then boom, the groin goes out or something. It's just like he just has really bad luck. And hopefully he could stay healthy, because he's the type of guy that could be a good rental we talked about this numerous times. He could be a good rental piece for a team that's looking to shore up their goalie tandem and have an extra option.
Honestly, like if he plays himself into a position where a playoff team is going to be looking at him, I can see a team like maybe New Jersey who
Yeah.
isn't have the most sure of a goalie situation, right? Like
Edmonton.
that was the problem last year. Edmonton, maybe. If he just keeps, I hope he keeps it up, man, because like I like the way he plays. I think it's a lot of fun to watch. He's incredible.
Yeah.
A lot of people come to trade deadline. If there's a lot of talk of Peter Mrazek, you're going to hear a lot of people be like, "What? Like that's stupid," and you're going to be like, "Yeah, because you don't fucking watch the Hawks and you don't watch him play.
You watch the standings and you see that kind of stuff. You look at that Bedard highlights, like you don't follow everything going on. I mean, take it from me. Goalies are irrelevant, in my opinion. We know the argument. We know what we say all the time. I fucking love watching good goalies play. And this has been 3 games of just really fun, like goaltending and just like holy shit. And it's great.
Yeah, I mean, not to mention Mrazek got the new chain that they have after the first game.
What happened to the belt?
I don't know.
Did they ever say like they just like were like, oh, here's a chain?
Who finished the season with it? Like, I don't know. Maybe they are no longer on the team.
Taze has it and just ran.
Yeah, maybe that was it. Like, what was their last win like that game?
It might have been.
Maybe he does have it.
That's fucking hilarious. Oh my god.
I want to look this up. Like, I don't know if there's any video. I'm like, of course, like I'm gonna pull up the app and okay, I think we can figure this out because this is such a terrible app. April,
who
right?
In NHL said, hey, let's change our app and our website, and then we're like, this is the best option of what we can do, because whoever that is needs to be fucking fired. This app and website sucks. I feel like I talk about it every single day because it's the most goddamn frustrating thing.
I'm looking at April 2022 like an idiot. All right, so the last win was against Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, so that
was that.
It was probably Anthony when he got because didn't he score the game-winning goal that one?
He might have. Like, oh, would Buddy Robinson? I thought Buddy Robinson scored the game winner. Here, wait, let's see. Da-da-da. No, you're right. FSU scored the game winner. Buddy Robinson did have a goal and an assist, though. Great, it doesn't say where it was at.
Of course.
I'm wondering because, like, if it was him, right? Like that would make the most sense. Like he's not with the team.
He just took it and ran.
He's just like, peace. This is mine.
I just kind of hope that is the case because I just love the idea that these guys actually take like the belt or the chain now home with them, like some fucking men's leaguer. Like,
here's the guys that it could be that had like multiple points. So Anders Bjork had 2 points. Buddy Robinson had 2 points. Your case for Athanasiou because he had the game winner, like that makes sense. Almost all the defensemen had a point, so like maybe I don't know why, but like maybe Caleb Jones because he had 20 plus minutes of ice time. But yeah, like maybe the belt got given to a guy that's no longer on the team, and he was just like, "This is mine forever."
What was the goal in that game?
I have to go back again.
All right, no, not worth it.
I think it's
they have a chain now. All this for just the chain. Is that how we got on this?
Yeah, so Mrazek got the chain because the goaltending's been superb.
No,
from Pittsburgh, he got the chain.
Yeah, and then
Mrazek played that. Mrazek. Oh, this is actually really funny thinking about this because the last win of the Hawks season last year was against Pittsburgh, and the first win of the Hawks season this year is against Pittsburgh. And Mrazek is the winning goalie of both of those games. Just absolutely destroying Pittsburgh 2 out of 3 games that he's played. I don't know. It's hilarious. Anyway,
Montreal.
The other thing I wanted to bring up before we get on to Montreal is you see Connor Bedard take a photo with a puck, right? After Pittsburgh and after Boston. After Pittsburgh, he's got first NHL point, smiling, just loving it. After Boston, he's got first NHL goal, completely stone face. Just lets you know where the kid's head's at. He does not care. Like he
also shows the team logo.
Yeah,
he shows the Boston logo.
He's there to, like, he knows what he's there to do, but what he wants to do is win, right? Like he wants to help the team win. And so even if it is his first NHL goal, he's not happy because the team didn't win. And it's like, yeah, buddy, I feel you. And I love that. I love that.
I love it. And it's awesome to see, but also at the same time, it's like, kid, this is your fucking lifelong dream.
Mm-hmm.
You achieve it and you found success 2 games in. Smile, man. Insert Brizgalov. Why are you angry? It's only game.
Well, you have to be me.
Yeah.
Well, you have to be me.
Like, I love it, but at the same time, it's like, man, fucking enjoy it, because if you're gonna get like that for every loss this year,
yeah,
buddy, you're gonna be
on the other hand, he's been doing so much media about everything, right? Like, so he already knows what's coming. Like, oh, like, how great is it to score your first goal in the game? Like, oh, even though you guys lost, like, how great is it to get that first one in the net? And he's just gonna have to answer it over and over again. Like, I would have preferred the win. Like,
100%. Yeah.
And Taylor, like, I mean, before we can keep going, like, Taylor Hall got asked about it. Like, hey, like, how do you think Bedard's handling all the pressure? And he's just like, like, he's showing like he can handle it. But I do think it's just like, it's a lot, man. Like, it's like, Jesus, like, you need to lighten it up. It's like, but of course, like, it's the beginning of the season. So everything they're doing is they're just trying to push it. So hopefully it lightens up a bit so he can focus more.
Yeah. So this is kind of something we talked about with like all these like big name players, generational talent players coming in the league, and they're not going to, your typical market or, like high visibility market, like McDavid going to Edmonton and all this. Do you think a McDavid or all that would be able to handle? I mean, I guess the Canadian, we don't really know how the Canadian media is, but it feels like,
I'm sure it's crazy there.
Yeah, but I mean, Bedard's getting the Canadian media, he's getting the US media, he's getting Chicago and all that. Like, I always kind of wonder, it's like, Bedard seems like he's a good, like, he's awkward. He's an 18-year-old kid, but he handles himself well with the media.
Yeah.
He
handles it way better than like every other like rookie that gets into the game like at that age.
Right. And McDavid seems like that's the last thing he wants to do with. Like, I would be curious how he would have handled like a situation, like if he ended up in a Chicago. Like
I'm sure it would be a lot of get pucks deep, crash the net, got to get shots on net. It's like, all right, it's kind of the same thing. Like Bedard, for the most part, like tries to just give like at least an honest answer, but like not like anything too crazy.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I think he's doing great. But I agree with you. I hope he kind of gets a break a little bit from the media once the season moves on. But
right, I feel like every other day, it's like some other interview comes out where it's like, he was on Pat McAfee's show, and then they're on the road, awesome. And he has an interview with like Darren Pang for like Hawks Insider, and then it's just during the games he's like on a headset, like doing interviews with like the commentators, and you're just like, man, like he wants to play hockey. Like, know, he wants to. He says it all the time. He's like, I just really like playing hockey. Yeah. it's like everybody's like, but let's talk about other stuff. He's like, I don't really want to. Like, I just want to play hockey. Can we just let me play hockey, please?
I don't even remember. Like, I know it's 2 different type of players. Like, I don't remember being like this for Taves and Kane.
No.
Like, I know there was media with them and like locally and all that.
It was because the media showed up more because of the success that they started to have. Like it wasn't anything crazy to start the season.
Because they didn't have the build up like Bedard did. That's true.
No,
we talked about that before.
it was probably like as soon as Jonathan Toews scored that goal against Colorado, and everybody's like, "Oh shit! Like this team is going to be so good. Like these kids are nasty."
Yeah, Chicago's got something.
Yeah, right. And because the comment on that goal that Toews had is like, "This is how you revive a franchise," and it's like, "Oh shit! Everybody's taking notice now." Like, there you go. That's the kind of shit. Like, man, Bedard, like through the first 4 games, has had some real good chances and amazing moves, and you can see the frustration setting in because it's not going in, but it can't just not go in forever, right? Like at some point shit's just gonna start flooding in like he won the lottery machine. It's gonna be crazy.
He leads I don't know if he leads the league. He has 20 shots so far through 4 games. What he does lead the league in is scoring opportunities with 22. And I think Philip Forsberg is second with like 18.
Oh wow. That's surprising. So I guess not so surprising because Edmonton's only played like 2 games.
Yeah. But it's like he is playing his ass off. And just watching him, it's like he might not be on the score sheet for goals for every opportunity he gets, but you can see his hockey IQ. You can see his understanding of how the game works and what he needs to do.
Some of the passes that he's making, I'm like, oh, that's that guy's kind of open. I don't know how. And then he just somehow slides it to like the person. And I'm like, is he seeing it from my angle? Like, how the fuck does he see that guy? Like,
yeah, it's
crazy.
It is absolutely insane what this kid can do out there at 18 years old.
Yeah. That's like, he's only going to get better. Like, that's the best part about it.
And when was the last time you saw, and it probably was McDavid, maybe Matthews, but when was the last time you saw a rookie come into the league and right away gets the respect from the opposing team defenseman, where they're not giving him any chances? They are playing him like he's a fucking 12-year vet that is known for, dangling the shit and, putting pucks on net and scoring beautiful goals.
Yeah. I mean, even on the power play, like they still shade to his side because they don't want him to like have time to shoot or see the ice well enough to make a pass to somebody that's going to score.
So now they learn this, that they have to do that. I mean, they waited for Bedard. They couldn't ever learn it with Ovechkin. Like they still let Ovechkin just sit there wide open. But
Ovechkin's just he'll just back up till he's at the red line. He'll still tee it up from there and probably score. Like there's no stopping him. You just got to try and hope to contain everything else around it and just like hopefully it hits the goalie.
Yeah. But yeah, like you said, it's gonna happen. These putts are gonna go in. And I said in our group chat last night, like I think the second he scores one of his signature goals, whether it be a wicked wrist shot or a sick little move that makes the goalie look silly, I think that's when it's gonna start just pouring in. I'm still hammering the over 30 and a half for his goals for the year. I still think that's gonna happen. I think he's gonna still flirt with 40. But yeah, it's just the frustrations there. You can see it. I mean, it's probably been a minute since he hasn't just completely dominated and put up multiple goals or multiple points in a game. So it's like he's
being held to only 1 point per game is probably the most frustrating thing. I mean, other than losing.
Yeah. But all right.
Montreal finally.
The only thing I saw from this game was Tenorti putting Doc onto the bench
and ending his season. Pretty much. Like, Jesus Christ. For a split second, Kirby Doc was a Blackhawk again. He was on the bench, hanging out with the boys. I just feel bad for him, man.
Yeah, I feel so bad for him. It's like he already had a chip on his shoulder with the Hawks. It's no secret he didn't appreciate how his time in Chicago was. I mean, everybody knows he was mishandled. Stan Bowman mishandled his development. He probably should have been in juniors for another year. Instead, he got put in a no-win situation. gets sent out, has the great moment winning the shootout last year. It was like what, Black Friday last year.
Yeah.
Now he plays the Hawks and his season ends with a torn ACL, MCL. It's like he might just want to like be done with the Hawks and just health bomb himself every time the Hawks come up on the schedule. Just like I'm out. I'm not playing. I'm done.
Yeah, for the most part, if there's something Hawks related going on with him and his team, like step aside.
Yeah, I'm done. Like God, this is like super villain like origin stories.
Yeah,
Kirby
it
Doc
is.
and the Blackhawks.
It's gonna end up being a situation where like 8 years down the road, like we're gonna end up playing the Montreal Canadiens in like the Stanley Cup final, and Kirby Doc's gonna have like 30 points in that one series. just gonna absolutely tear everybody limb from limb, and it's gonna be like, oh my god, like what did we do to you?
It's a good thing he wasn't here long enough to be considered for like the ambassador program when his career comes to an end, because this would be one of those very ugly situations, I think.
But man, if things would have been or turned out a little bit better, like he's such a good player. He's such a good young player. Like I wish he could have been a part of this future, but I really wish him the best.
Yeah, we still got a Doc. That's all right.
Yeah, we still got one of them. That's all right.
Whenever he gets healthy. But yeah, so I don't know if you watched this one or not.
I didn't catch some of it, but I did see like Tyler Johnson's couple goals. For the most part, I was kind of like listening to the game, and it sounded like they were struggling really hard on the power play. And like that, I mean, obviously because Sean Monahan ended up scoring one like on a shorty, but they were getting like more chances for Montreal on the penalty kill than they were having on the power play. And it's just kind of gone into after this game, like the Hawks were 0 for 14 or some shit on the power play.
0 for 14 on the power play. They were 0 for 7 in this one.
It has been like the one thing that like I was paying attention to where I don't think Seth Jones is going to should be on the first line power play, just because you can see the setup like in the flow going. They're moving the puck great, right?
Oh yeah.
And they move it from like Bedard to Seth Jones to Taylor Hall. They kind of go back and forth, and then they get everybody towards Taylor Hall's side, and like all the defense is now like pushing that way. He throws it back to Seth Jones, and it's the perfect time to throw it to Bedard because he's got all day. And Seth Jones is like, to the net. And I'm like, no, mother, like stop doing this. It's like you're shooting one too soon. Like one more, and Bedard's got so much net, so much time, and he just keeps doing it, and then like throwing it to the middle, throwing it back to Hall, and it's just like the time that you should be making it the pass to Bedard is like every single time it's not happening.
Yeah.
And then there's so many times too where like he'll fumble the puck at the blue line, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is killing me. This is killing me. Like the puck movement looks so good, and then when you're like, here comes the shot, it's like it's not coming from the right guy, or it's just bouncing around. I'm like, fuck, come on.
It's like Seth Jones finally hears the people in the 300 section yelling shoot, and he's like, oh, me, all right, and then just fucking shoots it and pulls a Duncan Key, shin guards, and all that kind of stuff. It's like, yeah, like you said, they're working the puck really well, and it's like eventually they gotta push it towards the net. But like you said, Seth Jones making that decision one pass too early, and it's like let's go. And that's the other thing too. It's like once I feel like this power play gets going, they get one. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a problem. And I think they need to move.
The 0 for 14 is crazy because they haven't looked bad in those power plays. Like,
yeah.
I mean, if you don't have anything else with Montreal, like you can tell, like in Toronto, they finally put one in, even if it's not the first line power play.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll go to Toronto. I was very scared about this game. I was like,
with what Austin Matthews coming in with back-to-back hat tricks.
Austin Matthews.
I already knew that the Hawks were going to win this game. Like they always just beat Toronto.
Yeah.
Because Toronto never shows up to play. But I mean, they did show up to play this game, and then Arvid Soderblom was just like, oh, I'm going to just stop everything.
Dude, Soderblom played out of his goddamn mind in this one.
Yeah.
And then fucking Entwistle. God damn it.
Yeah, it's
on
like,
the board.
did Gutman play against Montreal and then
Gutman played against Montreal, and then Gutman and Tenorti were health bombed on this one. Entwistle and Zaitsev got in the lineup for the first time.
Didn't Reese Johnson played in Montreal too. He actually
For
had
Taylor
some
Hall.
great scoring chances. And he just didn't get to capitalize. I was like, damn, come on, Reese. It's my boy.
But Entwistle fucking fumbled the puck early in the first. So I tweeted out, I was like, can we stop making Entwistle a thing? And then literally like a couple minutes later, he scores. I'm like, God damn it.
Like, that's what you get.
All right, we got to shit talk him and he'll do it. Right. this was
preseason.
Yeah. He's I don't understand what he's got going, that he looks so good in the start of the year, and then for some reason once like halfway that's the season is just like, yeah, nope, see you guys, I'm gonna be a liability out there.
He's like, that's all I got. He's not even a liability.
He played 66 games.
He's not even a liability. He's just non-existent.
The NFL season is going strong, and DraftKings Sportsbook is hooking new customers up with an offer that's even stronger. Bet $5 on any game this week to score $200 instantly in bonus bets. And DraftKings isn't stopping there. All customers can take advantage of a sweetener offer every game day this October. Get in on the game day greatness. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code THPN. New customers can score $200 instantly in bonus bets when you bet $5 on the NFL. Let's go THPN only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino Resort, Kansas City. Licensing partner, Golden Nugget, Lake Charles, Louisiana. 21 plus of age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after insurance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gambling resources. Yeah, when they said he played 66 games last year, I was shocked.
I would have thought he played like 22.
I would have thought like 15. Like I did not even think he had 20.
He was only a -11 last year too. So like that's good for that team. Yeah. Considering some people or a lot of people were in the -20s. But yeah, man, the Hawks like look good. How about Alex Vlasic just finding Corey Perry?
Oh my god,
Alex Vlasic honestly is giving me more Brett Seabrook vibes than I initially was thinking, because that was a Seabrook pass. That was absolutely a break out the zone, tape to tape at the blue line, and I was like, oh my god, maybe I had it all wrong. Maybe Vlasic's going to be more like Seabrook. Korchinski's still going to be more like
Keith.
Maybe Kaiser's going to be the more defensive guy. Like Kaiser seems to get more of the defensive zone like responsibilities. And through the first 4 games, man, like the rookie defensemen have been very impressive, all in their own right. Like even though it took Korchinski until like the Toronto game to get his first point, he's looked very solid. Alex Vlasic's looked solid at both ends. I mean, he's got 2 assists in the first 4 games. What was it? Who did he absolutely demolish? Oh my god. I forgot what game.
Caulfield.
Caulfield, yeah, in the Montreal game. And then
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
I was like, oh, of course. He's got a full foot on him at least.
They're like, who was it? Who was like, why is that a penalty? And I'm like, because he's got a fucking foot on him. Like, small guy goes down by big guy, big guys get in penalty.
was it like Nick Suzuki was going after him? I was like, yeah, bud, not gonna happen.
Wi-Fi grabbed somebody and or no, it was Radish. I think he grabbed Radish, and Darren Pang's like, you don't want to mess with 72 in Montreal. Like he's a big boy out there, like kind of thing. It was just so funny, like, and then of course Foster's just got, oh, you don't want to mess with 72 in red or in white either.
Oh, jeez. I
so much.
I love the fact that the Hawks play very physical. And I love the fact that like even with game against Boston, like Beecher takes out Gutman, hit from behind, and Jason Dickinson just immediately drops the gloves. The game against Toronto, Zaitsev got hit behind the
that was a weird one.
Net.
Yeah, so he got hit.
He kind of was going down.
Yeah,
I forgot who hit him. Oh, Noah Gregor. And then immediately, this also was the funniest thing to me was the whistle blew when Bedard was busting into the zone, and I was like, damn, he's got to be pissed. And then the face off, like obviously it was because like Gregor had already dropped the mitts, but Bedard takes it in right away and gets a chance, and I was like, he's got to be furious right now that like
finally wins a draw.
Yeah, 2 chances just nullified by like whistles because of injury and then a fight. But like that's the kind of team that I really like, is like they're tough, but like they're not going out there like hurt people, right? Like but they're out there and they're going to stand up for each other. And man, it's been so much fun to watch. So like we still haven't seen like fully. I don't think Foligno's dropped the gloves yet, has he?
Nope.
Yeah.
Did he in the preseason?
He did in the preseason, I'm pretty sure. Or he tried to in the preseason. I know that.
Because there's a play where him and Perry were like both jumped on a guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's the other thing. Like that line has been so awesome to watch. It's crazy. I didn't realize like Foligno, he doesn't look like that slow. I thought he would be slower.
Yeah.
And he looks pretty fucking good. Also, what was it? Corey Perry. I forgot what game it was, but he also did like a little dipsy doodle around somebody on the power play. And I was like, man, he must be watching a lot more. But
yeah, that was the Pittsburgh.
It's like,
one.
yeah,
everybody.
It's like, but Dart's been rubbing up on him. He's got to be, because like
we were joking. I didn't expect
Corey Perry to have that kind of a move.
Yeah, I remember we were joking on the live stream. We are like, because he like, oh yeah, we're like, oh, Corey Perry walking in, and he's like, yeah, I can still do it. That's my $4 million right there. Let's go.
There you go. But I mean, jeez, yeah, Corey Perry scoring the game winner against Toronto with that stretch pass from Vlasic. That's how we got here.
Corey Perry, yeah, that game like solidified. Like I love like Corey Perry. I knew from the beginning I was gonna love him on this team. It was like one of those like I had to get used to the sight of him just because it's like it's Corey Perry, like the history and all that. You got to get used to it. But between him scoring that goal and then just pointing to in the crowd after it, like I still want to know the story with that.
To Shane O'Brien and
is that what it was?
Scotty Upshaw, was that what it was? Yeah, it was 2 former teammates that he saw sitting up there before the game, and so he just pointed at him after he scored. Like it's hilarious.
Fantastic. I didn't know that. I thought it was like somebody like shit talking him or something.
Dude.
And he like
like a Steve Sullivan situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I was like, oh man, somebody must have pissed him off.
But then you had that whole situation. You had him getting under Ryan Reeves' skin and just completely getting the better of him. Like it was just absolutely fantastic scene. And like just little shit. Like I love like the little shit stuff he does. And especially now that he's doing it against teams playing the Hawks and not against the Hawks, it's like it's just so much better.
I really want to get a Corey Perry Hawks jersey now.
I kind of do too.
How great would that be? It's just been each game has been fun to watch. Like when I've been able to catch them, there's a lot of great things that the Hawks have been doing. There's still a lot of mistakes that are being made. You know, like I mean, it's tough. Like against Pittsburgh, there's times like during the like live stream where we're like, man, the Hawks are all over them. Pittsburgh can't do anything. And then Pittsburgh goes on like a 5 to 6 minute just stretch of like the Hawks can't actually do anything to them. And I was just like, all right, never mind. You shouldn't have said anything.
The good thing with those situations though, it's like I know it's not going to last. It's going to come back and bite them. But it's like when they do get those long spans where they keep getting shelled. Like the same thing happened with Toronto where there's a lot of span where Toronto was just all over them in the zone. But it's like they were doing everything in their power to sustain it. And the defense was stepping up. The forwards were picking up their men. And then obviously the goaltending has just been fucking fantastic. Goaltenders stay on their head to keep the puck out. It's just, it's been the perfect storm of what needs to be done to weather the onslaught that you're being thrown at them. And you mentioned earlier, like, I don't know a bigger nightmare than empty net with Carlson, Crosby, and all that. Well, then you had this game. The last like 4 minutes was Matthews, Marner,
literally 3 minutes and 58 seconds. I was, and they're like the Paul and the Nolly. I was like, oh my god!
Like, and the fact that the only goal they scored on that was taken back for being offsides.
Also, like, right after Taylor Hall's goal was taken back for being offsides. I think that was just absolutely hilarious, but also, come on. Like, how deflating is that for both teams?
God, I thought
also Taylor Hall's on my fantasy team, so that kind of sucked.
Nylander too, though. After like as soon as they're like, "Yeah, we're reviewing," and they put the camera on Nylander, he's like, "Yeah, I was offsides." I was offsides. But yeah, I mean, this was a great game. Hawks.
Yeah.
I mean, at times, Toronto controlled the play. Like, I felt like the time I was trying to find possession time yesterday for this game because it felt like
ever have it anywhere.
It's so weird. Is that just an EA game, like an NHL?
I think so. Thing? Yeah, it's gotta be. But like, it's probably tracked some other way.
There's got to be some like
it's probably within the advanced stats.
Yeah, but it's like it felt like Toronto would control majority of the play of the game, and I don't know if it was just Soderblom was just that good last night, or if the Hawks were just playing that good defensively. But
I didn't even realize that Reichel only got like 12 minutes of ice time. Bedard only had 18, but that's also because they weren't really playing Bedard when they had the open net.
Yeah, that's 4 minutes off of the time. Like, that's what I walked away for a second. I came back and I saw Anisimov in the middle of that line.
Athanasiou.
Athanasiou, yeah. What did I say?
Anisimov.
Oh, Jesus. That would be really fucking crazy if he was in there. But no, I saw Athanasiou in the middle, and I'm like, wait, did Bedard get hurt, or are they just not playing?
Yeah. I was like, Taylor Hall finished that game with the most time on ice for forwards. He also had 100% face-off percentage. I think he took like one face-off and won it. Also, Seth Jones played close to 30 minutes last night. Or, I mean, when they played Toronto. He played 23 seconds under 28 minutes. That's pretty crazy.
That's crazy.
The +3.
And we were talking about the power play. The exact opposite for the penalty kill. They've been perfect so far this year. They haven't let up a power play goal yet. So
that's tight.
The yin and the yang. It's Blackhawks special teams right there. And
they actually had a shorty. The empty netter was a shorty.
Oh yeah, that's right. The last thing that I kind of have about like what I've noticed from the first 4 games. God, we're a long way from Jonathan Toews in the dot, man. Our face-offs are fucking bad.
Yeah.
Let's see here. 25 or 37.3 against
Toews
Toronto, 25% against Montreal, 37% against Boston, and 32% against Pittsburgh. Oh, it's gonna be a little bit.
Yeah. Something to improve on.
Yeah. All right. Well, 4 games through. Anything surprising you so far this year?
Like I mentioned, the rookies on the defensive side or on the defense have looked great. The team as a whole looks great. It's not that surprising, but I mean, it's enjoyable. So I'm just like, yes, please. I love the Dickinson, Foligno, and Perry line. I absolutely love that line. It's 100%. I get so excited when I see them out there. I don't know. Vlasic looks great. I think he's probably been the most impressive.
I would say I think
outside of Bedard.
I think he's running away with like the top. He's like the guy out of those 3 rookies playing right now. Like
Yeah.
it's like what I've noticed with him, it's like if he makes a mistake, he makes up for it like instantly. Like he steps up and he fixes it. Where the other two, it's kind of like, here's a mistake. All right, it's a learning experience. Move on, kind of thing. It's like Vlasic worked his fucking ass off to make up for whatever he's done, and then his pass to Perry, I just can't get over that. And the fact that he's like, I was just tired. I was gonna throw it off the glass, but I saw their D pinching, so I thought, why not try to just sauce it over to Perry?
It's
I
pretty incredible. There's I don't know if you've seen these, but there's like on the Hawks subreddit, somebody had posted these like hockey stat cards for like the first couple games at least. I don't know where they're coming from. Dom Lashusen. Oh no, game score stat cards or hockey stat cards. Okay, I guess this is probably just on like Twitter. It kind of shows like a bar graph, right? Where like you have negative stats and positive like game score. I guess that's what it's called. And it goes by offense, production, defense, and miscellaneous. And what I kind of noticed was most of the time, like Vlasic and Kaiser are up there with like their defensive like impact. And then Korchinski's up there with the like offensive and production impact. And they're typically positive, which is really awesome to see for rookies, right? Yeah. Like I love it. Like it's the craziest thing to me is like the fact that Korchinski looks so good and he's only 19.
Yeah, it's like
I don't think that gets talked about enough.
No, and it's like I really hope, and that's why like I'm not. Either way, what happened, what they decided to do, like I'm happy with what they plan to do. If they send him back down to juniors, if they let him play the rest of the year, I was kind of hoping he was going to take the same path as Vlasic, where he kind of just flies on the radar. And and I think Vlasic is benefiting a lot from the fact that not only Bedard's on the team, but he's got Korchinski, who's also like listed as this top defensive player for this team.
I forgot and just remembered when Bedard and Korchinski hit the ice for the first time in Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah,
with no buckets, and the ESPN broadcast just doing Korchinski so dirty when they're like Bedard's for his rookie lap and someone else is out there. He's basically out there all by himself, but there's someone else, and it's like, oh man, wow,
that sucks.
Yeah,
they also got fined for that, didn't they?
I think everybody's getting fined because like I know Fantilli went out no bucket. Did Cooley go out no bucket? There's a couple guys doing it.
Yeah, I think that's a new rule. It's like if you go no bucket and warm ups, you get like a $2,000 fine or something.
Yeah, it's like grandfathered in. If you're drafted or something after like 2020, like you have to have a bucket. Whatever, man. I honestly like if it's your first game and you're gonna go into the show, like why not? Like who cares? $2,500. Whatever, worth it. I'm sure the team will pull the money together for you.
Yeah, I like what Nolly or Dice that said. It's like Taylor Hall should pay for it since he is the reason.
I said that.
Exists. Oh, you said it? Yeah.
Yeah. Because he had to go ahead and fall and get stepped on in Edmonton.
Oh man. All right, let's wrap up Hot Talk here. Coming up Thursday, we have the last game of the 5-game road trip against Colorado. That is a 9:30 fucking puck drop, which is fucking brutal for us. So I think it's like 8:30 for you.
Yep.
It's on
late
ESPN, I think.
It's literally after my son goes to sleep. Like, all right,
so stupid.
9:30.
This schedule sucks. I hate NHL's website.
All right, so 9:30 Central for Colorado, and then 7 Central for Vegas.
7 Central home opener. And then Tuesday,
Boston,
and that's going to be what to figure out about recording because that's going to be the NHL. What is it? The Frozen Frenzy, where every single game starts 15 minutes apart
On Tuesday?
Yeah, the 24th. It's stupid.
What?
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. I'm like, why are they doing this on a fucking Tuesday? Do this on like a Saturday or something. But I bet you they didn't want to compete with college football or NFL Sunday, so that's probably why they're doing it.
Yeah, don't
But
set
still,
the precedent that like NHL Frozen Frenzy is going to be on Tuesdays.
that's a 7:30 game. Boston at Chicago.
Oh
And then
my
the Hawks
God.
go right back on the
16
road.
games on a Tuesday.
Yeah. All starting
Oh
at
my
like
God.
15 minutes apart. So that'll be interesting. So yeah, we'll see. It'll be at least 2 games next time we record. We'll talk about maybe 3 depending on when we decide to record. 3 stars of the week.
Vegas and Philly starting at 10 p.m. Central.
That's rough.
That's the last game of the night. Just what do you what? They should have done this
Saturday.
last Monday.
Oh yeah, start the season. See,
No,
but I understand why they
last
don't
Monday, or yesterday, really, for
Yesterday.
today. No, last Monday, when it was a holiday, and like you could have started it at like noon.
It wasn't a holiday for everybody. I had to work.
Whatever, sucks to be you.
All right, first 3 stars of the season.
Oh
for the
yeah,
Hawks. I got a couple here. I want to see. Let's go. Who do you got for your 3rd star?
oh, 3rd star.
Hey, don't
Seth
start
Jones.
Seth Jones.
Yeah, Seth Jones, baby. Like, even though we talk shit about him being on the power play, he's still +6, 3 assists, 4 games, averaging over 25 minutes on ice. He looks great on even strength, right?
Yeah.
And like it's not as much as he doesn't look bad on the power play. He's just frustrating because we know Bedard's there.
Right.
If Bedard wasn't there, like I'd be all about like what he's been doing. But like that one extra pass to where Bedard's wide open is like what I'm craving, really, right? Like,
would it be too much pressure to put Korchinski in his spot on the first unit?
No. And especially if they come out the next game and the first line power play doesn't do anything. If Korchinski assists or does something on that second line power play, I'd say you start thinking about bumping him up to that one and seeing what happens. Because like Korchinski seems to be more of like the power play quarterback that's like dishing it, right? Like even in the zone, there was, I think, was it against Montreal? He had a chance and he looked to the center, like right in front of the crease rather than just taking the shot. And I'm like, okay, so he's definitely pass first.
Second star. I have Tyler Johnson.
Ty Joe. I would just
team
say
leading 3 goals, including the lone power play.
I was gonna say both goalies.
Oh, see, I had one goalie as my first star.
I'm gonna say just the goaltending tandem as the second star.
Okay. Goalies.
I guess we can disagree.
No, that's fine. I mean, because I had them. Hey, we're doing this by committee here, man. We're doing it by committee,
right?
Just like the power rankings. It's all by committee.
There we go.
First star.
Mine?
Yeah, because I
Scorey Perry, bud.
Scorey Perry.
Scorey Perry's my first star.
All right, I can fuck with that. I can fuck with that.
4 points in 4 games, leads the team in points, obviously, and then gets the game winner in Toronto. Just looking great on the power play. He's gotten a lot of chances too, man. Like it's incredible to just be like, man, like watching him and be like, holy shit, like even if he is like 38 and like maybe has lost a step, like his offensive awareness is off the fucking charts. Like I am just like, it's so much fun to watch him just like, because once he gets in the, that scoring kind of triangle that they talk about, like he's so dangerous because he's so calm and patient looking, where he's like, he knows when to put on net or just like make that extra little dish. And you're like, oh my God, what the fuck? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Man, you're really convincing me to get a Perry jersey.
I think that like he didn't get that kind of a chance in Tampa, right? Like Tampa's got so many good players that can fill that role that like now that he's here, he's got the opportunity for it, and it's really showing that like, man, it's a good
Well, because he's got the
idea to have him
mindset.
there.
He has the mindset too of being like he knows what it takes to win and all that. So it's like he's still
Yep.
playing the same amount of minutes he did probably with Tampa on that fourth line. But it's like now
Honestly,
here
he's
it's like
averaging close to he's a little over 17 minutes time on ice.
okay, so he's getting a lot more ice time. But it's like
Yeah.
also it's like he knows he needs to step up a bit because there isn't a Kucherov, there isn't a Stamkos, there isn't a point on the Blackhawks. Like, so he's like, he knows what he has to do when he needs to do it, and he's picking his moments and times perfectly, and he's looking fucking fantastic doing it.
Yeah, I love it.
All
Huge
right.
fan. Huge fan.
We talked about a lot of stuff already on my NHL talk list, so we're gonna leave it to this one topic here.
Oh, who was your first star, by the way?
Oh, I originally had Tyler Johnson.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But Corey Perry makes I like Corey Perry a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Alex
NHL
Vlasic,
talk,
honorable mention as well.
Vlasic,
Honorable mention.
yeah, Vlasic, Tyler Johnson, and
I mean,
Bedard.
Also Bedard, yeah, because Bedard,
Yeah.
like, even though it's not coming through in the score sheet, he's still at 3 points and just looks incredible.
He belongs. There's no question about it.
Ooh,
If anything that he's proven this first 4 games is that the hype is real and that he belongs in the NHL.
My favorite thought right now is like, this is the first 4 of over 1,000. Like, this is awesome. This is fucking awesome. It's like the same vibes of like watching Patty Kane and being like, man, we're watching like the greatest American War player. Like, oh God, we're gonna like, Bedard's definitely gonna compete for like best Blackhawk of all time, and we already know that from the start now.
Oh,
it's gonna be it's so awesome.
Amazing. All right, NHL talk. All we're gonna talk about here, we'll wrap this up because we're going a little long here. Week 1 surprises.
From
across the league. I think the biggest one has got to be for all of us and our President Trophy winning candidate, Edmonton Oilers, starting off 0-2
against Vancouver, both teams.
Against Vancouver. Get their dicks kicked in game 1, 8-1.
And you know what's funny? Vancouver just lost to Philadelphia 2-0. So
they really?
Yeah. So what's going on?
I got fucking Demko as my goalie too. Fuck. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's no worries out there. They're gonna fucking figure it out.
They're up 4-0 right now against Nashville as well.
How many fucking points does Draisaitl and McDavid have in it?
I don't know, but apparently they're on the same line tonight. Draisaitl first goal. Let's see. McDavid, 4th goal. Nugent Hopkins is on the board. He's got 3 points.
Oh, here's also another thing I hate about the new app.
Oh my God, they have 4 goals on 11 shots.
Dude, the new app, they put the latest goal first.
Yeah, it's weird. And then they switch it when the game's over.
Don't get it. Fucking Barzal scored for fucking Islanders. I was going to pick him up too. And God damn it. Dude, I can't make a good decision in fantasy right now. Okay, anyway. What's a surprise for you so far?
I don't know, man. I forgot what I had mentioned before. It's really just like Edmonton losing to Vancouver. There's nothing too crazy because the Hawks have played the most games, so there isn't really much to go on. I guess Austin Matthews getting 2 hatties, but the first game, like, they almost lost still. Like it's not like they were that impressive. So like that's why I wasn't like all that worried, I guess. I don't know. There's a weird circle, like circle of games right now because Toronto beat Montreal, Montreal beat us, and we beat Toronto. So
So
it's
we would be first in the Atlantic if we were in that division.
no, man. It's like rock paper scissors. That's what it is.
uh,
Yeah, I mean, the Sabres are 0-2. Like I thought they'd be like a little bit better to start the
but are they
season.
doing? This is what I wanted to bring up with Buffalo is they you always talk about how they start so hot and then it kicks them in the
Oh,
ass,
yeah, maybe, buddy.
flipping it up. But they're up
Switching
two
it
nothing right
around.
now in Tampa.
They are. Also, I have Dylan Cousins on my fucking fantasy team, and is he not playing? No, he's playing. Oh, he just hasn't done anything, so it doesn't show it. Okay. He's got literally zero stats. Okay, that makes sense. I was worried he was like out or something. What else? Oh, Detroit's doing well, aren't they?
Yeah, Detroit's up there. They're second in the Atlantic right now.
Again, I'm on standings and I cannot click on the Detroit Red Wings. Like, why? Why can't I do this? Like, might as well just turn this into an Excel sheet. Like, what's the point?
Yeah, I don't know. It's so infuriating.
Let's see. Who else is surprising? Flyers. That's funny. They're 2-1. I always love it when like the teams that are projected to be bad, like
Start
start the
off.
season hot, like the Hawks.
Hey, we're in a playoff spot right now, boys. Let's go.
Top three, actually top two
Punch
in the Central.
those playoff tickets.
Ooh, you know what? It's also been cool that it was it Fantilli, Cooley, and Bedard all got assists in their first game. Like that was awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah. Youth
I
movement is
don't,
here. I'm fucking ready.
I don't think Leo Carlson did.
No, he didn't.
What else? Anything else?
No.
I mean, Vegas is 3-0, but like, who did they play? They played like Anaheim, San Jose, and like Nashville or some shit.
Oh, no, I know what you're talking about. Not being able to click on the team.
Yeah, right. It's extremely frustrating. Let's see, Vegas.
Wait, I know they opened up Seattle.
So they played Seattle. Okay, yeah, they won 4-1, 4-1, and 4-1. Seattle, San Jose, and Anaheim. So like, sure, Seattle winning 4-1 is like a good game, but also are the Kraken expected to be repeating what they did last year? I don't know.
It's been 50-50 on like what people have been saying. I mean, some people said yes, some people are like, nah, not a chance. It's
Yeah,
like,
because I mean, it's just, is it sustainable? Who knows? And then you play two of like the projected lottery teams and win 4-1. Like, I don't know. Is that impressive? I don't think so. Like, you should be winning those games anyway.
well, I mean,
They play Dallas tonight. We'll see what happens there.
that'll be a good game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, nothing too crazy. I guess Pittsburgh losing to us and then absolutely just going on a tear. Because they put up 9 goals in the next 2 games after they lost to us. Gotta love it. Yeah,
Elias
4-0 and
Pettersson.
5-2.
Les Pedersen tied for the league leading points with Jack Hughes, Austin Matthews, Nylander, Jake Gensel. Oh, Tavares and Malkin.
Oh, other surprise. Brock Besser, 4-goal first night. How you do?
Yeah.
How about that? Like, everybody's thinking he's gonna get traded in the offseason, and then he's just like, I'm just gonna pop 4.
Here you go.
It's like, god damn, I wish we would have somehow gotten him.
Oh, what a fucking god, hockey's back, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm so excited. This is gonna be such a fun season. Here, rookie breakdown right now. Logan Cooley and Bedard tied for first in 3 points. Zach Benson, Brock Faber, Matthew Phillips. Also, do you know the Matthew Phillips story? And Ridley Grieg tied for third with 2
But
points.
Matthew Phillips, like the 5'2", 25-pound kid, makes the roster. That story.
Yeah, he's 25 years old. He's 5'8", 160 pounds. But yeah, NHL is not going to show his AHL stats. He's been put up like 30 plus goals in the AHL for like years.
And they just weren't playing it because of his size.
And yeah, it was in Calgary. And then now he's got a shot in Washington. Here, let's see. He's been in the Calgary system and 36 goals in the AHL last year, 31 the year before. He only had 8 the year before because he was only played 30 games, 15 in 38 games. And then his first season, he had 38 points in 65 games in the AHL. He played 3 games total for the Flames. He's played 2 games in Washington, has 2 points. And his first goal came against Calgary.
Amazing.
How great is that?
Fucking fantastic.
How awesome.
Dude, his picture though, man. He's then now like Brett Connolly. Like looking rough for his age.
He's been a lot of rough years, man, in the AHL.
Yeah.
I don't think he looks that bad. But yeah, 6th round pick, not bad.
Good for him.
That'd be really cool, man. Like if he has a good season, like did you see that goal that he had too?
No.
It's Sonny Milano and him going in on 2-on-1, and Milano backhand sauces it over to him, and then he gets enough on it to put it top corner, like on a kind of like a deflection, like like lands on the stick at the same time he's like putting it towards the net, like it wasn't like a clean rip. Yeah, like in a way, it was like a shot redirect kind of a thing. It looked great, and it was just like, God damn, man, that's got to feel good, especially against your old team that didn't give you a shot, that didn't even make the fucking playoffs last year. Are you kidding? Couldn't even beat the Blackhawks last year. Can't even give you a shot. You have 36 or 38 goals in the AHL. Come on.
All right, episode 247. What do you want to call it?
Oh, I feel like every year we say it's hockey is back. And
dude,
was
we've
it
already
last
had
week?
like 3 episodes. Hockey's back. Yeah.
It's like, what is it? What is it? Scorey Perry is a saint.
What's Saint Scorey Perry?
No, that's not the joke, man. Or
Scorey Perry's a saint?
Yeah, or we could just put like, we love Scorey Perry.
All right, episode 247. Make sure to follow us on all your favorite podcast sites. And
I'm gonna get my son a fucking Corey Perry jersey before I get him a Bedard jersey. I gotta find that somewhere. Oh my god, that'd be so amazing. Awesome.
That would
just
be fantastic.
Bring him to the United Center with all the little kids wearing their Bedard jersey, and then he's just got Corey Perry on the back. Oh my god, that'd be fantastic.
Absolutely awesome. All right, yeah. Favorite podcast feed, YouTube, social media at WCB Podcast, DraftKings promo code THPN. We'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, watch out for Corey Perry to have an 82-point season. Love you, boys. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the WCB Podcast. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast. To connect with Jarom and Tanner, check out the boys at WCB Podcast on all social media. We'll see you next time.